It is definitely a topic that you are very passionate about. And when we can channel our passion in the right way, then we can perform miracles, I think. And I think if you can communicate that passion to the students, that's all positive. In my mind, when somebody says, I try my best, or I want to try my best, my brain is telling me that it's far more important to be yourself than to try your best. I think, well, to me, trying my best suggests an extra effort. I had a girlfriend once who was very helpful, in fact, over helpful. She always wanted to be everywhere and be helping with everything, and she almost tried too hard.
Mm.
It became very overbearing. There's a good term for me in the relationship where she was a great person and everything just became so intense that there was no space left for, I don't know, breathing, I suppose, in the relationship, which sounds like a cliche, but the point I want to make is that some people try too hard. When, when we want to do our best, it does suggest an extra effort. Okay, it does suggest a higher level. It's not just, look, people don't just get up in the morning and they're fantastic. Okay, it doesn't really happen to the majority of people. And so when someone says, when I say to my kids, get out there and do your best, I mean, it means that I want them to be better than normal, right? To be better than better. Best is better than better. Okay? Good, better, best. Best is better than better. It's not normal. And so when a lot of the time when people are trying to do their best, they're not just being who it is that they are. They're trying to give an extra special effort. They're trying to elevate things. They're trying to change things. They're trying to make a difference. But if you're trying to make a difference and improve the quality of the world and the people around you are not, that's a giant inconsistency. Right? Maybe your ideas are better. Maybe you can make a difference. On one side, there's the perspective that how you do one thing is how you do everything. And what I mean by that is that all of the little things that we do well connect together to make up a nice complete picture. Right? All the individual pieces of the jigsaw that we put into the puzzle, make a really beautiful picture when we finish it at the end of the day. And yet at the same time, it's not going to be written on your gravestone. Um, she helped us pass our oral exams. And and so we have to make a choice. And the choice is I try my best and nobody appreciates me and nobody cares.
Okay.
Or I fit into the system and I get respect. But you can't have both. It's not possible because they are two parts of the same life, but they're they're different ends of the spectrum. Because those that survive in the system are those that good soldiers who follow the rules and do what they're told and keep everybody happy. And those that make the important changes are the ones usually that don't get the respect and have to live without it. How do I know that? That happens when you work for other people, right? When I was working for myself, I'm still working for myself now, but when I'm working for myself, I can do whatever the hell I want, and I live with the consequences of it, and it doesn't matter if I'm. It matters to me if I'm right or wrong, but it doesn't matter on a big scale, on a big picture, whatever. It doesn't matter to the world, because the world doesn't care. But if I'm working for somebody else in their company or organization, there's no way that I could do what I would do, that I'm doing today. There's no way that would be possible. I would last about 7 days, right? And they would have me out of there completely. Because most jobs are not about progression, they're about sustainability. And the problem with progression is that most people fear it. They live in fear of change, that the change is going to be negative. And maybe there's no reason to live in fear of the change. Maybe there's no, and that fear of the negative is their own personal projection of their own experience and their own history. And most people in most organizations will do everything to keep things the same. And that's why companies fail. Why do so many companies fail? Because nobody ever changes anything. Most companies fail. Like, what is it? Like 80% of companies fail in the first year or something. Like 99% of companies fail over 10 years. 99% fail over 10 years. That's a huge failure rate, and they fail because people are not progressive. Some businesses are designed to fail anyway, but that's not the principle I'm talking about. What I'm saying is that those people who want the best can't achieve it if they're not in a system that wants the best. It's impossible. Your personal goals are not the same goals that the system has. You can only get more money if you fail. It's not strange. It's the way the system works. He can only say that because he's not there anymore. Because you're not in a system that can tell the truth. And your argument is it is a Catholic school doesn't mean anything. Systems are out of our control, right? They're designed and built by other people. The car is designed and built by somebody else. The road networks are designed and built by other people. The cities are designed and built by other people. The curriculums in the schools are designed and built by other people. We are small pieces in a very large game, and as a result, we will not be appreciated. We won't. It's just not going to happen. The search for appreciation is the wrong quest. Whether we are appreciated or not doesn't matter. Is appreciation more important than being a good person to you? Thou shalt not worship false idols. Is that not one of the 10 commandments?
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not worship false idols. So why are you worried? People around you are worshipping false idols. They're wrong. Why should you be worried about other? Can you correct them? Can you make them all right? No, that's impossible. Or improbable. Judge not, that you be judged yourself.
Yeah.
Don't judge, but do make decisions. It is not a judgment to make a decision. It is necessary in life to make decisions. but we don't need to judge people, especially people we don't understand. But that's not important. That's not the issue here. The issue here is that that we are appreciated when the time comes. Like
Mhm.
look what happens in the Christian tradition. You go to heaven and you get to the big gate in heaven. And somebody's there. I don't know, St. Peter or whoever's there. I don't know. He's there and he's got his clipboard and his pen, right?
Mhm.
And he's like, "Okay, next." And you step forward. And he looks at his page or his paper, he looks at his notes, looks at your curriculum, right? And looks at your life story and he says, "Wow, you were really appreciated. That's fantastic." Bullshit. Okay? It's
Hmm.
not it's not on the list, okay?
Hmm. Okay. Mhm.
Appreciation is not on the being appreciated is not on the list of great characteristics. You think Jesus stopped and said, "My God, I'm not appreciated enough"? Wait for nothing and have no expectations, and you will not be disappointed.
Yeah, you are right.
It, I understand that it's very hard to accept when we put a lot of our energy, a lot of our time, maybe even a lot of our own resources, maybe even a lot of our own finances into helping other people. But the truth is that most help is completely unappreciated in life. Um, and we we we're left just going through life doing what it is that we're able to do, doing what it is that we can do, doing what it is that we know how to do. And and the rest is kind of irrelevant because appreciation means you care what other people think of you. And the truth is nobody cares. And I don't mean that in the sense of, I don't mean that in the sense of you're a terrible person, nobody cares about you. I don't mean it like that. I just mean they're all so busy in their own worlds that they've got their own problems to deal with. And they can't appreciate you until they deal with their own problems. But they've got so many problems that they'll never get to appreciating you because they'll spend all the time dealing with their own problems. It's like you
Yeah,
want someone to say, sorry,
but
sorry,
he. Mhm.
yes, it's praise, false worship, idolatry, wrong. Hmm. Would you like to be appreciated in the same way that she is appreciated? A lot of bad things happen to good people. Have you noticed? It's hard to be good. It's really hard to be a good person because good people are often frowned. Look, it's, it, if you're a good person, you never appear on the front page, right? In fact, you might not appear on any page because the pages are all about people with problems. Everyone's got some problem, or if you open up a newspaper, it's just about the issues, or this is wrong and that's wrong and whatever. There's not much good news. But there are a lot of good people doing good things, but there's not much good news. And so it's hard. We have to, as good people, we have to plow our own field. No one's going to plow the field for us. And nobody's going to come and say, "Wow, you plowed your field really well. That's fantastic. Look at those straight lines. Look at that effort. Look at that energy." No one's coming. No one's coming to save any of us. It's our job to save ourselves.
Mhm. Mhm.
In 100 years' time, who's going to care that she was appreciated? Is anybody going to care? Is anyone going to remember her? In 50 years' time, does it matter? In 10 years' time? In 5 years' time, does it matter? Is anyone going to care? Is anyone going to remember what somebody said? Um, it's. I'm going to make a wild guess that you are triggered by the concept of appreciation because you worked really, really hard doing everything that your parents told you to do and they didn't appreciate you enough.
Probably.
I'm going to make a wild guess that, and I could be wrong because I don't have enough data to make that accurate assessment, but life is short and time is limited. So that's my wild guess, that this constant quest for appreciation cannot ever be fulfilled because it rests in the past,
Mm-hmm. Probably.
not in the present and the future. We're looking, when you can't find something, it's because you're looking in the wrong place, right? And what you seek, the appreciation that you seek in others, is a reflection of something that you never got, and you're trying to fill that space
Mm.
now. But it's like trying to eat more now because you didn't eat yesterday. We can't go back and have yesterday's meal. Eating more now does not appease the fact or correct the fact that we didn't eat yesterday. But wait, he's not being rude towards you. He's being rude. It's got nothing to do with you. You're saying he's being rude towards me. He's being rude. Stop. It's how the human mind is wired in a lot of people. The mind is wired towards criticism. I mean, look at have you ever seen a magazine with music reviews? Yeah, or album reviews. Like you
Yeah,
open it.
probably.
They don't praise the albums. People make mistakes. And sometimes they make mistakes on purpose as well.
Probably.
Life is life is complex that way. Um, yeah, it's people's reactions to the things happening in the world about them are notes to themselves. Just the same way that your boss's frustration is not about you. Your quest for appreciation is not about them. We all want to be appreciated. And what's the root of appreciation? It's the love of your mother and father. That's the root of appreciation. That's where we learn to understand the right levels of appreciation. That's the root of it. That's the origin. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean anything specifically good or bad. It's just the root of where it comes from. And if the foundation is unsecure or insecure, then the whole building will be insecure.
Mm.
And we will always be trying to stabilize the building by constantly trying to fix little problems here and there. The problems that we recognize because they reflect our past, because we can only understand that which we have experienced. And what stands out is what we recognize the most. What stands out is a lack of appreciation because there's a history or a pattern of it in our lives. It's hard to let go of
Mm.
because it's a nice feeling to be appreciated. It's a warm feeling to be appreciated. It's a loving feeling to be appreciated because not being appreciated is a lack of love.
Mm.
When we're not appreciated, like I'm sure your dog right now appreciates you, right? Because you're showing affection. Because you're showing affection to the dog, right? The dog is happy.